Daredevil, Born Again is here, and let me tell you, it's the bloody, hard-hitting punch that the MCU desperately needed. Brutal fights, stellar performances, and some of the best storytelling Marvel has delivered in years. But is it perfect? Let's break it down. In Marvel television series, Daredevil, Born Again, Matt Murdock, played by Charlie Cox, is back as the blind lawyer with extraordinary abilities, fighting for justice in the courtroom by day and on the streets by night. Meanwhile, former mob boss Wilson Fisk, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, has his sights set on political power. As their pasts collide, the stakes rise, and their inevitable showdown unfolds. The story of Daredevil, Born Again follows Matt Murdock, trying to rebuild his life. His law firm is back in business, but justice isn't always served in the courtroom. As Matt wrestles with his dual identity, Wilson Fisk resurfaces, this time not just as a crime lord, but as a political force. With his sights set on controlling New York legally, Fisk begins pulling strings behind the scenes, making life hell for Matt and anyone who stands in his way. As Fisk rises, so does the chaos. New enemies emerge, including the terrifying Muse, a sadistic serial killer with an obsession for artwork made of blood. Matt is forced into action, but without his Daredevil persona fully intact, his battles become more dangerous than ever. Meanwhile, alliances shift, old friends return, and the line between justice and vengeance blurs. First things first, let's talk about what Daredevil, Born Again absolutely nails. The fight scenes? Oh, they're brutal in the best way possible. Every punch feels real, every battle is hard-earned, and the choreography is straight-up elite. The cinematography is next level, with long takes that make you feel like you're right in the middle of the action. Daredevil's fights with Muse? Easily some of the most intense brawls in the entire series. And let's talk performances. Vincent D'Onofrio, as Wilson Fisk, is terrifying. His sheer presence alone makes every scene electric. And Charlie Cox? He delivers one of his most complex performances yet, perfectly balancing Matt's vulnerability with the burden of being Daredevil. But beyond the fights and performances, Born Again takes a deep dive into vigilante justice, police corruption, and the broken legal system. The way Fisk and Murdock are portrayed as two sides of the same coin? Absolutely gripping. And let's not forget the cameos. The best? Hands down, the Punisher. Jon Bernthal does not hold back, and every second he's on screen makes you wish for more Frank Castle in the MCU. Now, as good as the cameos were, some of them felt, well, kinda wasted. A few characters had huge potential, but barely got enough screen time to make an impact. And let's be real, some appearances were just there for fan service. The biggest letdown? Not enough Daredevil in costume. Across 9 episodes, Matt suits up only a handful of times. Sure, the story justifies it, but still we needed more Devil of Hell's Kitchen. At times, it felt like Matt Murdock, Law and Order rather than Daredevil, Born Again. At the end of the day, Daredevil, Born Again is the kind of gritty, character-driven storytelling the MCU needed. It keeps the raw energy of the Netflix series while proving that mature, intense narratives still have a place in Marvel's universe. Sure, we could have used more Daredevil in costume and better utilized cameos, but this show delivers some of the best action, performances, and storytelling Marvel has given us in years. Marvel finally got it right with Daredevil, Born Again. Now, let's just hope they keep this momentum going. What did you think of Daredevil, Born Again? Did it live up to the hype? Or were you expecting more? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love all things Marvel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives and reviews. Until next time, stay heroic.